Hey guys, in this video I just wanted to show you how to use some of our logo mockups in Photoshop. So if you do any logo design, these mockups are the best way to present your work. It's a lot easier for clients to picture what their logo is going to look like in a real-world situation rather than just seeing a flat image like most people send out in an email. These mockups aren't just limited to logos, so you can paste in anything that's on a transparent background and get the same effect. Like a lot of our mockups, these ones use smart objects, so the same steps that you're going to see in this video apply to a lot of other products as well. This particular logo mockup kit has 5 different mockups to choose from, and all of them let you customize the background, the direction of the bevel, the depth of field, and a few different lighting effects. So we're using logo mockup number 5 from our very first logo mockups pack in this example, which I have open in Photoshop. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is how to get your logo into this mockup. So if I go over to this other tab here, you'll see that I have this nice black logo on a transparent background. So I'm going to select that layer and press Ctrl A to select my entire canvas. Then I'll press Ctrl C to copy it. And back in my logo mockup, you'll see in the layers panel these double click to edit layers. And this little icon here means that they're smart objects, and a smart object is basically a PSD Photoshop file within another PSD file. So if I double click the icon for this logo that's currently in, you'll see that it pops up in a new window. So I'm going to press Ctrl V to paste my logo in that I previously copied and hide my old logo. And when I come up here and close this canvas, it'll ask me if I want to save. So I'll hit yes. And you'll notice that my logo automatically gets updated within my mockup. So you can go back into your smart object and update that logo as much as you need to get the perfect look. You can really just paste your logo in, hit save, and be done. But there's a lot of other customizations that you can do in this mockup template. So I'm going to start at the bottom here, and the first thing that you'll see is a background. And based on this little icon here, you know the background is a smart object too. So let's say I wanted to swap out backgrounds. I'm going to go up and open this other window here where I have a background open already, and I'm going to press Ctrl A to select the entire canvas, then Ctrl C to copy it, and back in my mockup I'm going to double click the layer icon to open up my background smart object. So I'll paste that new background in, close that smart object and save it, and my background automatically updates. Now since this is a smart object, all the filters and effects that I've applied to it can be edited without starting over from scratch. So I'm going to click this down arrow here, and you'll see under Smart Filters I have a Gaussian blur. So if I turn those smart filters on and off, you can see that that Gaussian blur is used to create a nice depth of field effect. So if I double click that Gaussian blur, I can adjust just how strong that effect is, or again, turn it on and off using the little icon down here. Next you'll see background color, and that's just a hue saturation adjustment layer that makes it really easy to change the overall color of the mockup. So I can drag the hue to the right or to the left to change the color, and then increase or decrease the saturation. Now you'll notice both a down and an up layer group in my layers panel, and that's because these mockups are set up so you can have the logo look like it's embossed in the background or popping up from the background. So if I hide the down layer group and turn on the up layer group, you'll see that it now looks like it's popping up rather than being embossed down into the background. And both of these smart objects are linked, so if I edit one, it's going to update both of them, which makes it really easy. Next you'll see this lighting layer, and all this is a curves adjustment layer with a mask. So if I turn that off, you'll see that the image becomes a lot more flat. So this lighting layer just adds a little bit of directional light coming from the top left and some shadows in the bottom right. Now I can come up and adjust the curve to make the vignette more subtle or stronger to give it a fully custom look. On top of that there's another vignette layer, and this is a vector shape. So if I come up to the properties panel when I have the vignette layer selected, I can decrease the feather to 0 pixels, and you'll see that it's a big oval that's extending beyond the edges of my canvas. So I'm going to increase the feather back up to about 150 pixels, and in my layers panel I can adjust the fill percentage to make that vignette stronger or more subtle. Lastly, there's one more vector shape layer called Spotlight. So again, if I go into the properties panel and click this icon here for masks, I can change the feathering on that spotlight click and drag it around to wherever I want it, and again, adjust the fill percentage to make it more subtle or more apparent in my canvas. These mockups are really easy to use, and since they can be customized, you can easily repurpose them for a lot of different projects. I'm John Shaver for Design Panoply. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.